Make me feel like whoa. I know that's right. What else is going on these internet streets? All right, Pooper Stars. Okay, that's not my thing. So it's your girl Shay Renee, and I'm back. Y'all come on, come on, come on, come on, come and talk to me. Yeah, scoot up, get situated, hit the like button. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. Cause I don't feel the ground. Come on now. And it's feeling like, whoa. Ah, you make me feel like, whoa. Baby, yes. Y'all scoot up. Scoot up, scoot up, scoot up in here. Get comfortable. Hit the like button. When I tell y'all, baby, we got some things to discuss this morning. It just is what it is. Yeah. Like, hold on. We're going to start out slow and then speed it up. So shout out to that. I'm not going to start with that. I said, you make me feel like, whoa. I, make me feel like, whoa. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. I said thank you for another day. I said just thank you for another day, Lord. I had a great conversation with a teacher this morning over at the kids' school. She was telling me that like she's an author. Shout out to her. Okay, shout out to her. And she was also telling me how, my son was telling her that I am an author as well. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. He better shot his mama out, baby. But I definitely told her I will support her, okay, in any way I can. She's a children's book author. I said, gone. So shout out to Miss Williams. And shout out to Dad. The minute I get my hands on one of her projects, I'll share the information to it, okay, y'all? So shout out to that. But yeah, great, insightful conversation with a teacher this morning. So shout out to that. And then hold on, what else is going on? Child, it's a lot going on. Let me see. Let me just make sure. I'm getting ready. So shout out to that. Child. I said, take the what and either what. I just really didn't know what to say about the White Howard popping out and waving at the crowd like he was some type of he in some type of damn Laker parade. Lord, I was so good. I said, oh. I'm like, now why it had to be my damn team? Why y'all let woo. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. So shout out to that. Hold on, y'all. Let me see what we working with today. As far as the stories go, y'all hold on. Don't hang up. I'll be right back. All right, so this morning we're going to be talking about Tasha K and her GoFundMe. I said, go on, Tasha. I'm here for it. I said I was just here for it. I know everybody ain't. I know everybody ain't. Shout out to them and shout out to that. But I am. And so, who gonna check me, boo? Yeah, like shit right here. See? Oh, when I. So we definitely getting into that. We getting into Tasha K being drugged. Tasha just been drugged by that Marcel length hair. Yeah. Child, I said take the what and leave the what. What is they mad about? I said, what is this for? Child, what's the issue? So anyway, that's that. Tasha K goes GoFundMe. Shout out to that. What else we talking about? Yeah, I said Tasha K didn't got her lick back that fast. It's like basically somebody saying she go. I said. She said. I said. She said. I said. Child. That's what it's giving right now, okay? With Tasha and Cardi B. Yeah, they are so entertaining. Yeah, truth is, like Fantasia said, they are entertaining. So much so that I don't even know if I put them on the Seesaw series. I probably did. I'm sure I probably did. Okay. And for everybody who don't know, let me tell y'all something. So first of all, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel, back to a new show, back to a new podcast, okay? But I am a content creator, and I created different show segments that air right here. Okay, they all air right here. In this exact spot. So you in a place to be. So shout out to that. Now one of my show segments is called a seesaw series, and it's just like it's a rerunning series, okay, about people who just can't get right. Like Jesus said, yeah, let's get right, let's right, that's my song. So shout out to that. But anyway, so the people that can't get right, right, and they just you know, child, when they take a break from their jobs and get to begin to work my nerves. The truth is, I put them on the series, okay, so we ain't gotta just okay, so basically if they get into it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we not reporting on them Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Absolutely not over here. mm. What we do is we gather all the information, child, gather it up like Easter eggs on the hunt, and so we'll talk about it on Friday or something like that. Mm. Child, we just give ourselves a little time to breathe, or whatnot, like Didi had said. Mm. So while all the other blogs they might be scraping and scrambling, to report that, report that. Well, I don't be having time for that. Okay, truth is, but like, listen, Tasha K and Cardi B are so entertaining. Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah. They are so entertaining that, like, if I did put them on a Seaside series, they coming back off, y'all. It just is what it is. Because yeah, no, I'm like Kevin Gates. I ain't got tired of these two yet. Ha! So shout out to that. Now anyway, child, Tasha said, if you want it, if you want it, if you want it. But anyway, we're gonna get there. Okay, so shout out to that. We're gonna get there. I'll see you when I get there. I'll see you when I get there. If you ever get there. So hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get the show topics together. Hold on. So you got okay. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, okay. Or whatnot, whatnot. Hold on, we're coming around the mountain. Mm. Okay. Mm, 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 So, okay, and then. So, listen, Blueface got his issue, y'all. Yeah, imagine that. Like, he didn't got body by, singing. I mean, just what it is. Not, I mean, not like that. Okay, not like that. But a podcaster, okay, or a fellow content creator, or whatever you want to call DJ Academics. But DJ Academics, shout out to Academics, because I just feel like he don't get the, and I have always said that. I have always said that since I very, very first started this platform. I just feel like he doesn't get his flowers enough. Does that make sense? I mean, it is what it is. DJ Academics is a villain in the game. Okay. Yeah. Truth is, I really feel kind of feel a little sorry for his kids. Yeah, or the future kids, the future kids of the academics of the world or whatnot. Because that's just me, and that's what I do. You know, it's no different than how I used to be with Wendy Williams and Kev. I was super super duper protective of Wendy Williams' son Kevin because I just felt like he was a kid that needed grace. Okay, period. Considering, who his mother is. But I can actually say Kevin seems to be doing just fine. So shout out to him and shout out to that. I mean, as good as he can be in the terrible, what I'm saying, circumstances. During these terrible circumstances that him and his family are going through. And prayers and condolences to the whole family, okay? Because I know Wendy recently lost her dad. So, but yeah, no, DJ Academics. He reminds me of Wendy Williams, like a man, like a man version of Wendy. You know what I'm saying? Or whatnot. But child, listen. Every now and then, DJ Academics like get with some stuff that every now and then he'll say some stuff that I'm like, yeah. It is what it is. Like, yeah. Child, y'all know that rock meme? Baby, inserts the rock meme, okay? Because, like, yeah. He needed that, okay? Truth is, he got on Blueface ass, okay? Yeah. Rode him. For that moves, that how can I child, that lame play that he put out there. You know what I'm saying? Trying to say that baby ain't his. Like, that is like, hello? Are you good? Like, listen, I ain't never understood, but it is what it is. The Bible tells us not to even try it. But I just, like, I don't know. That's just, I really don't know. It's kind of like, it kind of leaves you speechless a little bit. But yeah, y'all, word on the curb is Blueface put out a tweet, okay, on X, the tweeted statement claiming that Junior isn't his baby. And DJ Academics got on his tail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The hip bone connected to the tailbone. Yeah. It just is what it is. He did. I said shout out to DJ Academics and shout out to that. It's weird, y'all. It's a lot. I just feel like I can't even explain it, but yeah. I'll tell y'all all the time though. Blueface is hurt. Okay, period. He want all his purses back. It just is what it is. But like he don't know what to do with that little hole in his chest. you know? Krishan is handling it way better. So shout out to her and shout out to that. Yeah, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, old school Hollywood. Krishan's newfound career and her new brand, it just got an old school Hollywood feel to it. So shout out to her and shout out to that. But like, yeah. Like I told y'all, it's looking real good for Krishan right now. She looking like she done left the circus behind, and Blueface in his feelings. It just is what it is, seemingly. Um, Because Krishan said that he's been asking, like inviting her places, and she's just been respectfully declining. You know, um, Krishan has set boundaries. Period. Okay. With Blueface. So shout out to her. Shout out to that. You know, younger people. You know, because I didn't get into boundaries until I got way older. So shout out to that. But like younger people tend to not really have any in place, bend them, you know, oochie walla walla, oochie bang bang type it. Yeah, just blow with the wind, you know. And I don't knock them because a lot of people don't even really, you know, sometimes it takes time, you know, to form a boundary. Because one, you got to get to know yourself, right? So it takes time to be like, you know, like, listen, y'all be coming over here on Fridays, messing up my apartment, you know, doing this, doing that, cutting music up, twerking, and like I don't like that. So we not doing that no more. You know, Fridays we got to find another spot to kick it because it will not be my place. You know, like it takes time sometimes for, you know, younger people to you know, put their foot down. It just is what it is, yeah. But it seems like that's what Krishan is doing with Blueface. So, congratulations to her. You know, it just is what it is. Krishan has, you know, if I'm being real, it seems like she finally got the right folks around her. So shout out to that. Um, and also they seem like they're older people too. So shout out to that. Like I'm not knocking this new generation at all, but like that's what she needed. She needed some adults around her with some good heads on their shoulders. It just is what it is. Yeah, it is. Yes, okay. I mean the way Krishan is moving now versus the way she was used to move in the past. You know, if I had to guess, I would honestly say it was just like young people. You know what I'm saying? Just being surrounded by her peers. You know, that's not saying that Generation Moran don't have you know, some folks with good heads on their shoulders, but I just think that um these younger folks, they might not just have the right words, you know. It just is what it is. Um, yeah, truth is. And then I take it a step further. Sometimes it's hard for your peers to like really just tell you how they feel because they looking at you like somebody young who trying to figure it out and they feel like they young and they trying to figure it out. So they really just rather like keep their opinions to themselves versus an older person. The older person tell you, baby, you doing it wrong. You know, try like this. You know, it might be a little better for you if you do, you know, X, Y, and Z. It just is what it is, child. So anyway, shout out to Blueface. Shout out to DJ Academics though, who just got on Blueface butt. Period. Like a man. It just is what it is. Sometimes, people don't really be hearing you, you know, unless it comes from a certain type of person, you know, and in this situation, it came from a guy, okay, which I feel like it needed to. It just is what it is. Shout out to that. Um, you know, probably as embarrassing as it is what it is. Shout out to DJ Academics who stepped up to the plate, you know, and delivered that message that Blueface needed to hear. Like, man, let me find this message for y'all. Hold on. Because I really, you know, you want the truth? Y'all know, I gotta be able to handle it over here with me. So shout out to that. I really wasn't even gonna put it out, you know. I wasn't. But let me see if I can find it. Because, like, it was real. You know, it was real. So shout out to him and shout out to that. Let me see if I can find this. And shout out to, all content creators and people who do stuff like this, because it's not always easy. And sometimes, like, people be needing to hear certain stuff. So, for instance, the main person that Blueface has in his life, well, I would say one of the main people that Blueface has in his life that could tell him, listen, son, that, like, right from wrong, and that's wrong, and this is right, and maybe you should do it this way, or maybe you can do it this way, but, like, keep trying and make sure you exhausting all of your options, before you just give up, and, and say it this way or say it that way or whatever, it's his mother, and, like, you know, shoot, if you ask me, he has her to the point where she's scared to, you know, well, I'm not gonna say she's scared, but shoot, it just seems like, y'all, like, y'all know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? In other words, the mama is in a hard rock in between, because shit, her son don't even listen to her. In other words, he don't listen to her for real. Then they hardly ever on speaking terms for real. And then, she's trying to repair the relationship. So again, she probably on eggshells, feeling like, I can barely say this and I can barely say that. Daddy, shoot, I don't know what the daddy be saying, but he sure ain't finna seemingly say too much publicly. So shoot, it's nothing left. But um shoot, if you ask me, it's nothing left but these content creators who they just not finna, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna say it like your mama would. Shoot. Cause one, they ain't got to. And two, they're not gonna do that. I ain't know I'ma hold your hand. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, so anyway, I can't really I'm just gonna read it to y'all, okay? He said, the kid that developmentally needs help, you're going to just be like, oh, that's not mine, and just move on. That's a deadbeat dad, he expressed. Your attention should go mostly to the kid that's most in need. Your other kids look completely fine. See, I didn't hear him say that. I really didn't. I didn't catch that part. But shout out to DJ Academics. He said, I feel bad for the kid. Blueface is a clown too. We not believing this. The real father is gone. You know that's your kid. Maybe you got some problem with Krishan, but it's kind of lame that you trying to not claim the kid. You the one that was with her drinking and smoking. It's your fault too. That's what DJ Academics said to Blueface. He said, y'all over here treating a kid like it's content. That's lame. Stop having babies on stream. He said, you trying to not claim fatherhood of a kid that you effed up his life with Krishan, both y'all. He said, she's now going to God, and now you got another girl pregnant. Oh, child, DJ Academics. Baby, he was cooking. I said, Lord, did anybody? That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know if he had if he had a little hen dog with him or what. Okay. But truth is, he told it like it is. He did. He checked Blueface. You know what I'm saying? Well, not necessarily checked him. Nah, he didn't check them, but he definitely called them out. Okay, it just is what it is. He told Blueface go to some parenting classes. He said you could tell Blueface gonna be a effed up parent. Yo, he went off. He did. So shout out to DJ Academics and shout out to that. Finally, you see, I'm saying just finally, he used his platform, you know what I'm saying, in a way that I could appreciate. Now this ain't the first time, but like this is really like, yeah, no, this is the first time that I can really like remember, academics saying something that really needed to be said, Sure. So shout out to him and shout out to that. As far as that the whole baby stuff goes, like, listen, I just go by what is out there, right? And like I told y'all, when he's talking about Ronnie is the real daddy, how would he know Ronnie is the real daddy? I told y'all that sounds so weird to me. Didn't I tell y'all that? Yeah, I did. I told y'all that sound weird and lame. I was like, that's crazy. Like, just say I'm not the daddy. I wish her well, but I'm not the daddy. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is, I think that Blueface is hurt. Yeah, it is what it is. Hurt, like Big Worm has said. And he don't know how to deal with it. It is what it is. That man is willing to do the nastiest, ugliest things, to get back at this girl, for moving on, for having a voice, for having boundaries, for not like doing everything he say when he say how he say it, because that's what he's used to. It just is what it is. Not to mention, what they call it, your money cow. Like it is what it is. He done lost Krishan, sure, and access to her money, and he don't know what to do. Okay, he ain't been able to replace that act yet. Okay, that opening act, he ain't been able to replace her. Child. So anyway, like I said, shout out to DJ Academics who just got on Blueface's ass, got on his head. You know what I'm saying? And just told him, it's really lame that you try not to claim that baby. For real. You really lame for that. And I'm like, it's not what you do, it's just how you do things. He could have just left it how it was. But no, he hurt. He hurt. So he decided to get on the internet, and lie. And that wasn't a good look. Child, it just is what it is. That wasn't a good look for Blueface. Yeah, no, truth is, okay? So anyway, like I said, huge shout out to DJ Academics for letting it be known, and getting on his butt. It just is what it is. Because remind you, what does everybody else have to say about it? I'm not saying they scared, but what like, y'all DM me. Please send the clips to my comment section on Instagram. Yeah, because I ain't heard nobody else say nothing. And they be, I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying they scared, but that's weird to me. And then anyway, after that, so Bia and Megan Thee Stallion, I don't know what they got going on. I guess they tripping a little bit. Or, I don't know what, like, they tripping. Bia didn't put Bigfoot on her story. Lying on your dead mama. 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 And so we're gonna have to see where this goes because I just feel like it's gonna get ugly. Does that make sense? Like you talk about my dead mama, the bets is off. You know, I feel like anybody talk about anybody dead mama, the bets is off. Now my mama ain't dead, so shout out to her and shout out to that. But I'm just saying, you know, I just feel like talking about somebody mama gonna push them. You know what I'm saying? Gonna usually it'll take them there. Okay, unless they know how to, unless they're, you know, emotionally and intelligent, and then that's different. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you're gonna get a reaction talking about somebody's mama. Now, I just feel like talking about somebody's deceased mama is just like over the top. Does that make sense? And like it's not my thing. If I'm being real, y'all, that's not my thing. I don't at all. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't mess with that type of stuff. If I'm being real, that is not my thing. You know, you're never gonna hear me do that. You know, talk about somebody's deceased, whatever. It could be. I don't care what the relationship is. I'm just not gonna do that. That's not my thing, and I have never ever like. I can't explain it, but like I don't really rock with that. Does that make sense? Yeah. So anyway, but shout out to both of the rap girls, Megan Thee Stallion and Bia, who I don't know. I guess they tripping a little bit, which I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about it, cause it's like an unspoken thing. You know, everybody on that side, everybody on this side. You know, for instance, Megan Thee Stallion ain't beefing with Boy V, but I feel like Boy V is on Nicki's side. So yeah, pick a side. You know, type stuff. So like, Bill been on Nicki's side, Megan is on the other side. You know, so I feel like they don't mess with each other, but it ain't really never been no beef. I'm trying to see what you know got the beef. You know, cooking, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button and share the live, okay? But what else is going on these internet streets? So that's that. Bill and Megan Thee Stallion, you know, like, listen, I got my eyes on y'all. I just want everybody to get the bag, you know. This is what it is. Or whatnot. But hey, you know. I feel like some of these people get the bag, you know, and they get bored. So anyway. And anyway, let's continue. So we talked about DJ Academics and Blueface. Yeah. Shout out to shout out to DJ Academics. Because it is what it is, you know. I do feel like, you know, some of these people do be a little bit more, you know, a little crazier than DJ Academics or whatnot. But like, I don't know. You know, so then why did y'all let him beat y'all to the punch with getting on Blueface about this baby? You see what I'm saying? I feel like they be scared a little bit. Like, I don't know what it is, child. But anyway, again, shout out to him. And then what else is going on? Hold on. And then so Clarissa Shields, shout out to Clarissa Shields too. I was about to say that's my girl, but not she not quite there yet, but she getting there. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. She coming around the mountain. Because I do like Clarissa though. That's the thing. I like Clarissa. But I don't know if I necessarily consider her my girl. No. That's taking it a little too far, you know. But I definitely like her. You know, and I always have. That's why I really haven't liked this married man situation for her, you know. It is what it is. Like, I don't care about her dating Papoose at all, you know, but I just feel like I just feel like it's certain steps that you gotta take. You know, it is what it is. And some people like to You know how when you jump down the steps, yeah, you skip a whole lot of steps and you just jump. Some people like to do that. Child, it is what it is. But it don't matter. You know, people who feel like you should have took them steps gonna still talk about your ass. It just is what it is. So that is like what Clarissa be dealing with. It just is what it is. She be dealing with people who feel like she shouldn't be messing with no married man. And listen, I don't know who need to hear this, but it's always been like that, and it's gonna always be like that. It's like people be wanting, I don't know. I can't explain it. Now I can say that some people do get away with it easier than others. Like for instance, Lotto. Lotto gets away with messing with a married man, but they still be on Lotto head. She don't get away with it as like in other words, Lotto still gets flack for that. She does, but you know how she handles it. She handles it by keeping her business private. You know. But you got Clarissa Shields, loud and proud with this married man, and like, yeah, it is what it is. Child, it's her thing. She can definitely do what she want to do with it. So, anyway, shout out to her. Shout out to that. Now, but why she didn't got mad at Tasha K? Well, she been mad at Tasha K. I guess seemingly, allegedly, she don't really fool with Tasha. And so now she heard Tasha K got a GoFundMe. Clarissa, she was talking about GoFundMe having ass bitch. Is you high, bitch? I hope her stalking, harassing, lying ass don't get funded $1. Okay, this is what Clarissa Shields had to say about Tasha K. Child, I thought it was funny. Truth is, I did. I thought it was funny. But this is the thing. Listen, you don't really, I can't explain it, but cussing Tasha K out really don't do, it don't hit like that. Does that make sense? Yeah, nah, you got to do something different. Does that make sense? With Tasha, I can't necessarily say I know exactly what it is, but it ain't gonna be that. It ain't gonna be that because Tasha turned around and liked the post. Clarissa's talking about GoFundMe having ass bitch. Ooh, Tasha didn't like the post. It is what it is. Like it's again, I don't know what you got to do to get at that Tasha, but it ain't gonna be cussing her out. It is what it is. She don't care. She don't care. She don't care. But I want to send a shout out to Tasha K and her winos, for having her back. It just is what it is. Listen, this is the thing. I feel like we are living in a society where people get mad at certain stuff. And they get mad at weird stuff. So, prime example, people be like, why y'all make them famous? That's so funny to me. I used to think like that too. You know what I'm saying? I did. But then I quit thinking like that once I realized that two things. One, I realized that it really makes you sound like a hater. Yeah, it does. It is what it is. Like even though you don't understand some things you can think it, but you don't want to let it come out your mouth. Okay. So that's one. And then two, uh another reason why I quit doing it is because I then started to realize that, like, no, people who be on the come up, they be having a little motion themselves already. Does that make sense? Child, I hope it does. So yeah, most viral people, they were already viral. They already had a little motion, and then, you know, it just kept going and growing, type ish. But like, I'm the type of person, I do not care like that. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, child. It's like, let these people do them. So for instance, you got so many people that are mad that Tasha K started a GoFundMe. Why would you be? Why? Like, walk me through the thought process of that. Because the only person, and I do mean the only person that should be irritated that Tasha K started a GoFundMe is Cardi B. But everybody else, it's like, we just giving our opinions, and so, like, I don't knock people who feel like, I mean, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's kind of hard to explain, but this is the thing. I don't knock people for having an opinion. I don't. But it's just like the ones who are upset, that's different. You know what I'm saying? The ones who are upset, talking crazy to her or whatnot, because this is my thing. I just learned that you can't, how can I put this? I just think that a lot of people, oh, hold on, y'all. I'm looking for the right words. I'm searching. I'm gonna get it. And y'all know I love examples too, so that's that too. Um, I think that some people are so jealous, okay, by the fact that Tasha K has people that will donate to her GoFundMe. Period. People are annoyed by that fact. But it's like, I get it, but then a part of me don't. You know what I'm saying? A part of me don't. Because it's like, y'all, it seems like people are upset that, like, she has help. She has support. That's weird to me. It is what it is. Um, that shouldn't upset anyone. Like I said, if anybody should be upset, if anybody has the right to be upset, it would be Cardi B, kinda. You know? But other than that, like, it's so hard to explain. But shout out to Tasha K though. Shout out to Tasha K for starting the GoFundMe. Cause I bet you it was hard. Like, she had been saying that she not gonna do that. Mind you, this been going on for a long time. Let me see when Cardi B won this money. Cause this been going on for a while now. I don't necessarily know, like, yeah, let me see. Let me get the date straight. But yeah, I remember Tasha K, she was trying to, and I'm trying. She said no. People been telling her to start a GoFundMe. That I remember, because y'all know I'm here, there, everywhere to get the tea. You know? So, like, I want to say, I give a shout out to her for, like, just saying, you know what? I'm gonna let these people help me. I'm gonna let somebody help me. It is what it is. It's hard to start a GoFundMe. It is. Trust me, I know. Because I started to one time and then I backed out. And, the truth is, but I was just going to get a GoFundMe, like literally just like to do like what everybody else do, raise some funds, but I backed out. And so like with that being said, it's like I said, it's hard. It takes what's the word it takes? I can't. Pride. It takes for you to put your pride to the side for sure. Okay, you definitely got to put your pride to the side. But it is what it is. I want to send a shout out to Tasha K. You know what I'm saying, for doing it. It is what it is. Shoot. That lady she got a lot. Listen. It is what it is. If you have the help and you have the support, why not? Why not? Because mind you, Tasha K says that people was trying to pay off that debt for her in full, like paid in full, like the movie child, and Cardi B didn't want it, allegedly. Cardi B won her defamation lawsuit against YouTuber Tasha K on January, and it says in 2022. That was a long time ago. Yeah, truth is, that was a long time ago. So like this has been it's been a lot. It's been a lot. It's been dragged out. Not to mention, Tasha say she got it. I mean, well, she say she ain't got it, but then lately she been saying she got it. So like, I don't know. I can imagine that it's just a lot. I think it's a lot, and I do. If I'm being real, I do think that it affects Tasha. I don't think that she really shows it that much, but I think this stuff is really taking a toll on her. If I'm being real, So like I said, shout out to her for trying to get up and get herself out of a bad situation. It just is what it is, regardless of what this one is going to say and what this one is going to say and what that one is going to think, because it is what it is. We know that's coming. The critics and the opinions and the hee 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 ha ha ha's, the laughs or whatnot. But it is what it is, because like people can laugh, but once you get through laughing, you got to sit with the fact that like she did it, and it ain't sitting on zero. So shout out to her. Shoot, and shout out to that. And shout out to her supporters too, the winos, okay, who got her back like no other. Okay, that's admirable. All right, so shout out to that. And then another thing I wanted to say too, I never understood that like that's another thing. Like, let's say that they have a content creating course, right? And let's say that back in the day, it used to take 5 years for a content creator to go viral. Now they have a course where you can go viral in 2 years. You have a lot of people that waited the 5 years that's going to be upset. I understand, but I'm also a part of the crowd that's like, well, great. They shortened it, So the new people don't have to struggle as much as I did. Like that's my take. Like that's my attitude. But you have some people who, no, it took me 5 years. I wanted to take everybody 5 years. You have those type of people. So those type of people, okay, are the exact same type of people that don't want to see Tasha K get no help paying Cardi B back. Exact same crowd, It just is what it is. But I'm happy to see her get some help. It just is what it is. I'm happy to see her get some help, just like I'm happy to see everybody else who had a GoFundMe get their help. It is what it is. It is what it is. Um, for me, I'm not gonna. Does that make sense? So like this GoFundMe might be set up for a life-threatening illness, and that's good. I mean, the people that donate to that, great people. Really great. Support the cause. I love it. Then this next GoFundMe might be set up for somebody that walks 20 miles to work every day. 20 miles there, 20 miles, 40 miles. And then the next one is set up for Tasha K to pay Cardi B back. You know what I'm saying? And I just, honestly, I feel the same way about them all. Like, donate. It is what it is. Donate. Because, like, who am I to get upset about people supporting these causes, these different causes? Like, it's just crazy to me, if that makes sense. It is what it is. So you got a lot of people who like, oh my gosh, she ran her mouth. I hope nobody helps her. She should be paying it by herself. She did all that bumping. And then you got some people who feel like that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? That she has people that love and care about her enough to help bail her out of this situation. That's crazy. Like, that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is worth a mention. Shoot, like that's what I'm looking at it like. I'm looking at it like, gone, Tasha. That you done built up this community and in 24 hours they raised $10,000. That's good as heck. It just is what it is. That's good as heck. And like, I just feel like there's more to come. There will be more to come. And then too, let me say this before I get out of here on this topic. So a lot of people were saying like, well, why would well, I saw somebody say that, like, I hate when celebrities or people of status, people with a little status, I hate when they ask regular people for money. Why not just ask your, like your entertainment friends, your industry friends? Well, I think that's like, listen, hello. I feel like that's what the GoFundMe is about. You know what I'm saying? The GoFundMe is about whoever, wants to support. So shout out to Tasha K and shout out to that. Honestly, I think some people also like this is the truth too. I think sometimes people also get a little jealous that like it's not them. Does that make sense? So like, imagine imagine getting into it with somebody today. No, you. I'm talking about the person that's listening and me. You know what I'm saying? Take Tasha K out of it. But imagine that you went to court and you found out that you had to pay somebody $5,000. You know what I'm saying? For defamation. And imagine starting a GoFundMe, and never having to spend a dollar of your own money towards that. Like, that's good. And honestly, I think a lot of people be jealous. I think they're more jealous, and I think it's hard to admit. And truth is, I think it's something that's really hard to admit. But like, I think a lot of people are jealous. Plain and simple. Because yes, now hold on. I do think that you have a lot of people who feel like I wouldn't have did that. Period. And I believe them too. Because again, I said to start a GoFundMe, I feel like it's hard. I do. Because I feel like there is a little small little piece of I wish I didn't have to do this. For some people, most people, not everybody, but most people. But no, I feel like you got a lot of people that like, what's the problem? Like, now you wouldn't have did it, but then at the same time you jealous that you can't. I mean, I honestly, let's be real. I think a lot of people are just jealous that they can't. Like, tell me you can start a GoFundMe today and tomorrow it have a balance of $10,000. Like, tell me you can do it. Honestly, if I'm being real, I think a lot of people not being able to do that is kind of what makes them hate that Tasha K was able to do that, child. It just is what it is, y'all. Hold on right quick. Y'all, hold on real quick. It's your girl, Shay Renee. I need to place y'all on a brief hold. Hold on real quick. Yeah. Let me tell y'all something. Um, because like for instance, I know this lady, you know what I'm saying, they got this business and like she is always outside of her business, right? She always fundraising, you know? And I remember saying to myself, like, that is so cool. It is. The fact that she can do that so often, you know, and raise money to help support whatever cause, you know, that she raising money for. But I definitely remember feeling like it was cool, and I definitely remember feeling a little envious, you know, like, dang, I wish I had, you know, a business where I could just well, not dry, but fundraise, you know, right. Um, um, you know, such and such might need they cap and gown fundraise, you know, baby going to prom and getting a customized dress fundraise, you know, um, um, my son's school is taking him to Disney for the summer fundraise, you know, like you have so many people, they're like, that's how they do, you know, and a lot of their stuff is funded by people that support the cause or support them or whatever. And I ain't gonna lie, from an outside perspective, it's a little envious, you know? It is what it is. Even if that's not your thing, because asking is not my thing like that. It's not. I'm weird about asking. But I can honestly say that, like, shoot, it doesn't make me stop wishing that well, where mine's coming from, you know? It is what it is. Or wondering or whatever. Like, for instance, the Barilla thing. The average person ain't finna get online begging and asking for money like Barilla did. Like, a lot of people don't want to do that and ain't finna do that. But I bet you how much you want to bet. The same people is probably like, shoot, I wish 2,500 just landed on me like it did on Barilla. And I don't care how much money you got. You know, I don't care how much money you got or how good you doing in life. Like, most people, you know, will accept some extra money, child. You know, it just is what it is. So most people look forward to some extra money, no matter how good they doing. So I said all that to say that people can, it couldn't be me all day long, but and really mean it too, but still be a little jealous. Meanwhile, back in the ranch. Because I guarantee you, them same people that's laughing at Tasha K for starting to GoFundMe, and the ones who talking about, it couldn't be me, they the same ones that's gonna be sitting around wishing don't nobody donate. And to me, child, that's what makes them donate. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but to me, it definitely seems like when people be hating on something, it like, it grows, it festers. That's how I feel. Maybe not all the time, but in certain situations, yes. Okay, like Krishan. Krishan is a good example. That girl gets so much hate. She do. And look at him. Look at him. Moving forward. Still moving forward. Still moving forward. They be like that. Don't hate on nobody. I don't know who need to hear this, but don't hate on nobody. You don't do nothing but give them an extra boost. True story. Like a credit score. You gonna boost them up. That's it. In fact, I take it a step further. I can't even remember the last time hating on somebody really worked like that. Can y'all? Do y'all have any examples where a hater just kind of won? Child, I can't think of none. Yeah. And y'all know I'm here, there, everywhere. It's hard to get something past me. So anyway, shout out to that. But anyway, y'all, it's gonna be interesting to see, Look, gone, Tasha. Ja, I said now she done gave us something else to report on. That's crazy. The damn GoFundMe. Folks will be reporting on the GoFundMe next. But yeah, I definitely think Tasha thinks she ready to be able to speak freely again and stuff. I'm sure. I know she's tired of Cardi. So I think at this point, they tired of each other, but it is what it is. So I think they both trying to make the best of their circumstance. But I do, if I'm being real, I definitely think this stuff takes its toll on Tasha every now and then. And I think that was another reason why she started the GoFundMe. Now again though, her and Cardi B, like that's why I said they don't gotta step inside the ring. The truth is, because they literally are like going blow for blow outside of it, child. So Cardi B did something. Now this is Tasha K's response. Now we're gonna have to see what Cardi B got next. It just is what it is. We're gonna have to see if it's gonna be a combo, you know, or just a hook or something, child. But yeah, they have been very entertaining. Both of them. Who's the other day? But yes, I feel like too. That's another thing. That's another thing. I don't think Tasha need that GoFundMe like that. But it's just like it's her lick back. Like I was saying, Cardi B did something irritating last week. This is Tasha lick back. You know? Because I know that bothers Cardi B. Cardi B want to see Tasha K work to pay her. You know. Because if you ask Cardi B, Tasha K works for her. No, she don't work for her. She But she definitely, you know, she want to see her go get the money. 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 Period. You know what I'm saying? Like the straight dog. Cardi be like, now, go get. Get. She want to see Tasha go get the money. You know. Period. You and your man. Type here. But, you know, so I think she's going to be annoyed to, you know, see these hard-working people coming out of their pocket to pay her. I don't think Cardi gonna like that. Cardi ain't gonna like that. Tasha K knew Cardi wasn't gonna like that, but it is what it is. They duking it out, okay, in real time. So shout out to that and shout out to them. You know, I do hope all is well, okay, because y'all know me. I'm a mental health girly, okay? This is what it is. I like to promote self-care and self-love and like, yeah, all your mental plays a part in all of that, okay? If you ain't, you know, right in your mind, then you ain't gonna be taking care of yourself, period. You just not, you know. So my thing is, as long as everybody is mentally good, let's go. You know, let's go. Now, you feel like, you know, this stuff is messing with you for real, like you know, like then it's a different ball game, right? And then the reporting on it changes. It is what it is. So shout out to that. Like for me, I say that all the time. You know, like even with the T.I. and 50 Cent thing, go at it. You know, but the minute somebody feels like, oh no, this is too much, and you know, like then, you know, like figure it out. Y'all need to figure it out. You know, go a different route. You know, it is what it is. But as long as they can keep it in the booth, right? As long as everybody can keep their mental intact, like even 50 Cent. You know, 50 Cent been going through a lot. He have dealing with T.I. them. So I hope that his mental health is still good. You know, like In other words, this ain't affecting me. Like, okay then, let's keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? I just get concerned when it stops being fun. You know, does that make sense? So like kind of like how Megan Thee Stallion was saying, you know, or even like Cardi B has said, you know, stuff starts to take its toll. You start crying. You in therapy. Okay, now that's a different ball game, you know. But Tasha been in therapy. Cardi been in therapy. Both of them can afford therapy. Okay, so it is what it is. They should mentally, these two should be good. Especially because they're like, I ain't seen neither one of them put out a statement saying I'm going to bow out gracefully. No, mm. No. I mean, I don't even know how a man gonna put a woman out of her house. You know, truth is anyway. You know. But anyway, poop stars, it's your girl Shay Renee. I came, I saw, I conquered. This show was an extended show from earlier this morning or whatnot. So if you missed it, go back. Yeah, now go way back, okay? Back into time. And Indeed, love me some Cardi, but I am pro first. She said, so they both win. I'm supporting both at the same time. At the same damn time. Like 2 Chainz said, I know that's right. Gone, Donna. You know what? Child, that's a whole nother story for another day. But anyway, y'all make sure y'all scoot up, hit the like button. It's your girl Shay Renee. This is episode 39. I came, I saw, I conquered. But again, if you missed the first half, then you can click out of this show and go back to the one I shot early this morning. Okay. So anyway, y'all, I'm about to dip, baby, dip. Come on, let's dip, baby, dip. Come on, shout out to that. Yeah. Truth is, I'm about to get in these internet streets. And see what else is going on, whatnot. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, share the live, drop in my comments, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.